Spam emails have become a much more frequent problem over the years. I'm Cody West with Mississippi State ITS Services is doing to help prevent this problem.
Blood shortage. I'm Chris Scott. Find out why donating blood in the winter is so crucial.
Mississippi State University just ranked as a top 10 military-friendly school. I'm Taylor Cleveland. Find out how this happened.
Internet access in rural Mississippi is expensive and slow. I'm Casey Cox, and I explain how Mississippi lawmakers and the United States Department of Agriculture are attempting to change that.
Would you work without pay? I'm Sarah Massey, and find out how your favorite hangout spot was affected by the government shutdown.
Is your daily cup of coffee helping or hurting you? We have the answers regarding college nutritional needs and diet.
It saves lives, but many fear we might run out. I'm Maggie Thomas.
And I'm Megan Terry. Take 30's Chris Scott has a story about why some people are extremely worried about a blood shortage this year.
Mississippi Blood Service, a blood donation collection organization, is asking for more donations during the winter. Due to the increased risk of bad weather, an increase in accidents, and an active cold and flu season, winter months are a critical time for blood usage. With all that happens during winter, it becomes increasingly difficult to restock hospital shelves with blood and blood products. Donated blood is not only used to help aid people in accidents, but also people who need surgery, cancer patients, and people with heart diseases. A blood donor recipient expresses gratitude in receiving a donation.
I was very, very sick and had to have a liver transplant. And the surgery for the liver transplant is about 8 hours long. And there were a lot of complications, but the doctor came out and told my wife that instead of that things had gone well, that they had had a lot of trouble and they were afraid that I was going to die on the table because they couldn't stop the bleeding, and they had to give me 17 units of blood during the surgery. So if it wasn't for that, then I'm sure that I would not be alive today.
To combat the severe blood shortage, Mississippi Blood Services have organized a local blood drive. In fact, if you're an Oktibbeha County resident, finding a place to donate blood can be as simple as coming on Mississippi State's campus and finding a truck like this. According to Mississippi Blood Services website, there is an overabundance of A-positive blood, but all other blood types are in severe or even critical need.
For more information about where and when you can donate blood, contact Mississippi Blood Service at 601-368-2673.
Mississippi Highway Patrol Trooper Kyle Lee was released from the Oktibbeha County Jail last Thursday. Earlier this month, Lee was indicted for manslaughter in the car crash that killed 22-year-old MSU graduate Kayleen Kirsch. The incident took place in 2017 at the intersection of Mayhew Road and Highway 182. This wreck led to the creation of new legislation that requires law enforcement to use emergency lights and sirens when going 30 miles per hour above the posted speed limit. It's called the Kayleen Kirsch Act and was signed into law by Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant last spring. Police say they caught up with a crook who returned to the scene of the crime. Starkville resident Javante Hendricks was charged with felony of fleeing law enforcement and theft after leading a high-speed chase down Highway 12 in a stolen vehicle last Saturday. Police say Hendricks tried to flee from police by running on foot into a Dollar General on Stark Road. The vehicle police say Hendricks was driving was actually reported stolen from that same Dollar General. Hendricks was also arrested multiple times in 2018.
Fighting the freshman 15. College students and graduates know that it's easy to put on extra pounds during the school year and not even realize it. MSU
Portion
nutritionist.
control can be a tough one, especially on campus. A lot of the restaurants have the dining halls and things like that. Like, you can sit there and you can get as many portions as you want. So again, kind of going back to that, balancing your plate. And when you are thinking of your plate, you always want about half of your plate to be fruits and vegetables, and then that leaves the other half to be your protein, or your protein and your carb source. The other thing that I typically recommend for that is trying to eat slowly, not looking at your phone when you're eating or watching TV when you're eating. Just because when we do that, we tend to not pay attention to our actual cues and that we're full, and so we just tend to keep eating, and it's better to listen to our bodies. Especially with college students, their eating habits and things tend to be influenced by the flow, like ebb and flow of the semester. So like around exam time, I think people have a lot more difficult time paying attention to their nutrition and trying to eat healthy just because they're focused on other things like their exams and things like that. So I think it can be very difficult.
Many college students start every morning off with a hot cup of Morning Joe. But how does this affect them if they're already living unbalanced nutritional lifestyles? Taylor took the time to answer the questions that I had regarding your daily dose of caffeine.
Caffeine is kind of a tricky one. So typically it's not really the caffeine that's the issue, it's more all the things that we mix into our caffeinated drinks. So if you think about sweetened coffee or sweet tea or things or energy drinks.
For more information about nutrition, visit the MSU Health Center or call the nutrition line at 662-325-8455. While some students are concerned about healthy eating options on campus, others are devastated by dessert that has disappeared. When Mississippi State freshman Hannah Blankenship went to eat lunch at the Perry Dining Hall with her friends this semester, she was surprised to find that their favorite chocolate chip cookies had changed. So Blankenship decided to take action.
Everyone loved the old cookies, and it was like a thing, Perry cookies, and it really got people out of bed in the morning. My friend was like, yeah, I used to not want to go to class, but then I'd be like, I can eat Perry cookies for lunch. But then over the Christmas break, they changed them to a new recipe, I think to the cookies from like the State Fountain Bakery or whatever, and they're still good, sort of, but everyone loved the other cookies, and so we were just complaining about it, and I was like, hey, I'm going to start a petition about it.
The link for the petition can be found on the Take 30 News Facebook page. The Collegiate Recovery Program is a community of students
that come together to help each other recover from alcohol and drug addiction. They have regular scheduled meetings on Mondays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, but host other events like game nights, movie nights, and breakfast meetups as well. There are also opportunities for the students to travel around the state and across the country with each other. The program also helps with housing and provides a scholarship for active members. This helps with interaction, but program coordinator Blake Schneider says the community of people just enjoy hanging out together.
But their scholarship amount that they get is based off of that, so that's the way that we kind of keep interaction engaged. But generally, I would say like 7/8 of our community like really supports and hangs out and comes there.
On April 5th, there will be a breakfast to raise money for the scholarships. President Keenum will be in attendance and Coach Moorhead will be the guest speaker. For more information, visit recovery.msstate.edu or contact Blake Schneider at 662-325-3192. Some major changes came to your inbox overnight and you may have not even noticed.
That's right, Maggie, and Mississippi State is now more aggressively filtering through the messages that come through your inbox. But what if there are messages that you don't want blocked out? Take 30's Cody West has the answer and solution for this problem.
Every day here at MSU, students receive many emails from many different sources. However, there is an email filtering system that is working behind the scenes to filter these emails of spam, a system which has its reasons for rarely ever letting an email of this kind appear in students' inboxes.
Bully mail accounts were automatically set to aggressively identify spam and reject it. That's why they never saw little, or that's why they saw little to no email.
Recently, MSU IT went through the process of upgrading the old system to a newer system to better allow it to filter spam email from ever reaching students and even faculty's inboxes in the first place.
You know, the new system uses 3 scanning engines as compared to Canet's 1, has access to numerous amounts of real-time blacklists, and provides additional security features like URL scanning and attachment scanning.
James says with how entangled we are with our phones and our computers these days, it's important we have these kind of protections, because if we don't, these emails can gain access to our personal and our financial information and then use our own emails to send these same kinds to other people, causing even more personal and financial damage to others in the process.
James says if you ever have an important email of yours filtered through the new system, that it is very simple to get it back. All you have to do is simply check your spam or junk folders and move the designated email back to your inbox, making sure that it will not do this to these type of emails again in the future.
The folks at ITS say that more upgrades and changes are coming soon.
During last Thursday's show, we told you about a new subscription-based driving service, Easy Rider, that's planning on expanding to Starkville. We incorrectly identified the website. If you're looking for more information on Easy Rider, you can go to www.easy-rider.com. That's easy-rydr.com. We apologize for the mistake. Stay tuned to hear why not all Mississippi State students are singing praises about an upcoming concert. You're watching Take 30 News.
A baby's arrival can be one of the most
correction.
exciting times in a family's life. It can also be one of the most anxious, especially if the child's development is hindered by medical challenges that create more questions than answers. At Mississippi State University, we're groundbreakers in the study of CHARGE syndrome, a genetic condition that leads to a host of life-threatening birth defects. Our research teams are uncovering breakthroughs in treatment and prevention with a goal of greater understanding that leads to better care. We're also providing crucial support resources for parents and helping physicians around the globe gain awareness so symptoms can be detected and addressed earlier. By engaging in this innovative analysis and therapy, we're not only improving outcomes, we're unlocking brighter futures.
Welcome back. Music Maker Productions is bringing ex-ambassadors back to Starkville.
But there are mixed feelings among students about the concert. Take 30's Taylor Wright tells us why.
For Mississippi State's Music Maker Productions, the countdown began on January 10th for their highly anticipated spring concert. At noon on January 14th, they announced on all social media platforms such as Instagram that ex-ambassadors will be coming to us in Starkville on February 22nd. This is not their first time to Starkville, but their first time to play at the Mississippi Horse Park Arena. Some students will venture out to see them, however, not everyone is excited about their return.
I'm gonna go. I haven't bought my ticket yet because I already saw them when they came for Bulldog Bash in 2015.
I was so excited whenever they announced it because I saw them at Hangout a couple years ago, so I was super excited to be able to see them again in a smaller venue so that we can I can be closer to the stage and stuff.
I would not pay to go see them. I don't like alternative rock. I think you'd have to pay me to go see them.
The big question is, why would music makers pay for a group that's already been here? And does this group appeal to our diverse student body here at Mississippi State? Music Makers PR chair gives us the inside scoop.
We felt like even though they had been here before, they would bring something new with their new success in the industry. It's extremely difficult to hit all demographics, and I think it can be said that rap is probably the most inclusive genre, just because that appeals to so many demographics, both young and surprisingly old. And so rap is the easiest, but we don't want to just focus on rap. So this, ex-ambassadors being technically pop and rock, we felt like that was the closest we could get to still being inclusive, but not as inclusive as other genres maybe.
For more information about Music Maker Productions and their upcoming concert, visit msuconcerts.com.
Mississippi State recently received top honors for being military friendly. Here's Take 30's Taylor Cleveland with why.
Well, I was under the impression that we had one of the best ROTC programs in the state, and I wanted to be a part of that. I enjoy it very much. We're very challenged there, both mentally and physically.
Mississippi State University just got ranked as a top 10 military-friendly school. P.P. Sonny Montgomery Center is a veteran center open for all veterans on Mississippi State's campus. Director Brian Locke tells us how the school became a top 10 military-friendly school and the programs that they have to offer.
Well, it's a competition that we apply for every year, and it measures military-friendly environment in about 6 different categories. So facilities that you have, programs that you offer, graduation rates, and retention rates.
Last year, Mississippi State partnered with the National Guard and adopted a new program that gives free tuition for some military students.
If you're a member of the Mississippi National Guard, either Air or Army Guard, that if you're eligible for the State Educational Assistance Program or Federal Assistance Tuition Assistance Program, Mississippi State will help pay that remaining tuition balance for you. This semester, I think it helped about 80 or so students.
This program did not benefit some students at all.
Since ROTC covers all of my tuition, books, and all that, I don't qualify for it because everything's already paid for.
I'm Taylor Cleveland with Take 30 News.
For more information on the veteran programs, you can visit www.veterans.msstate.edu. Well, it's official. Now you have more dining options on campus. Olio and State Fountain Bakery were both recognized at a ribbon-cutting ceremony on Tuesday. Olio first opened at the beginning of the spring semester and was developed by Jackson native Kat Cora. It is located at the State Fountain Bakery's old location, and the restaurants claim that they have healthier and unique options for students to choose from. State Fountain Bakery moved to a new location, but that isn't the only new thing. The bakery is also now serving Jitter Beans coffee started by one of MSU's very own students. President Keenum and Vice President of Student Affairs, Regina Hyatt, were both in attendance.
And today we had our ribbon cutting for the State Fountain Bakery at Olio, which are our new additions to the food court in the Union. We are so excited to have Madison and Jitter Beans as part of the State Fountain Bakery. It's been an incredible partnership. She has absolutely produced a commodity for us that people are loving, and it's a wonderful opportunity for us to work with students on their ideas and bring them to commercial use.
Coming up, we'll have a look at the weather and hear the latest about the Noxubee Wildlife Refuge. Don't go away because you're watching Take 30 News.
We all depend on accurate weather forecasts to plan our day. That's why Mississippi State University is teaching students to forecast the future using real-world news sets as classrooms, putting scientific discoveries in meteorology to the test, while honing on-air reporting skills real-time with local TV stations. And we do it so well that at any given moment across the country, 1 in 3 weather forecasts are being delivered by MSU-trained meteorologists who are helping people make crucial decisions that impact their safety, working to ensure business continuity, and in many cases, saving lives. Predicting the future? That's what we're preparing for every single day so that you can prepare for your day.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the weather for next week. Enjoy the spring weather while it lasts because it's going to cool down and get into the 30s and 40s over the weekend. On Sunday, it's going to warm back up and get into the 60s, but with that warmer weather comes a chance of rain. Be sure to have your umbrella on Monday and Tuesday. Government workers are back to work after the recent government shutdown, including those who work at the Sam D. Hamilton Noxubee National Wildlife Refuge. Here's Take 30's Sarah Massey with how the refuge fared during the shutdown.
Sam D. Hamilton Noxubee National Wildlife Refuge is a place to retreat for Oktibbeha County. However, for the past month, it's been closed due to the recent government shutdown. It reopened January 28th, but with the threat of a new shutdown, what will happen next? With the refuge closed, a lot of things were affected, such as the visitor center, the maintenance, and the hunting program. Steve Reagan, the project leader at the refuge, explained how the community helped the refuge in their time of need.
Really sweet about, and a lot of that is you all up on campus, college kids, and then just local folks really took it upon themselves to make sure the refuge stayed clean. So, a lot of people were just informally picking up litter that they found and really took care of the refuge while we couldn't. I'd say that was just very inspiring to see.
Most of the refuge workers have been paid. Reagan explained to me that they roll with the punches when it comes to the government shutdown. Haley McCain, a wildlife conservation student, expresses why the refuge shouldn't be shut down.
It is government funded, but I think that so many people enjoy it, and it is taking care and preserving our community. And nowadays, with how polluted everything is, they're really important, and they probably shouldn't shut down along with the rest of the government. And honestly, a lot of the government shutdowns should have been prevented in the first place.
I'm Sarah Massey with Take 30 News.
For more information about the Noxubee Wildlife Refuge, visit www.fws.gov/refuge/Noxubee.
Many Mississippi residents may be able to get faster internet if they are members of an electric cooperative.
Mississippi officials and the USDA are working together to coordinate this project. Take 30's Casey Cox shows how that may happen for some people by the end of the year.
Governor Phil Bryant signed legislation on January 30 lifting a ban that forbid Mississippi electric cooperatives from providing internet service to its customers. The Associated Press reported that Governor Bryant's signing of House Bill 366 means that some electric co-ops could begin offering internet service by the end of this year. The U.S. Department of Agriculture expects to provide up to $600 million in grants and loans to assist with the costs of installing the internet infrastructure and establishing the service.
But what they'll do is they'll just put in an application, for some of those loan and grant funds. But that $600 million is not just for Mississippi.
Mississippi has 25 electrical cooperatives providing electricity to more than 1.8 million customers. At least 20 of those co-ops have performed feasibility studies to gauge costs and estimate revenue.
Okay, so what does it take to accomplish all this, to bring broadband internet to rural Mississippi? Well, that requires cable, and it's not going to be fiber optic cable like this, but nevertheless it's cable. And so it essentially will run the length of power lines like the one over my shoulder. But for every single home that it has to reach, you have to run cable to it. And with people spread out as far as they are in Mississippi, that's going to cost a lot of money.
Another challenge is that co-ops are forbidden from using revenue from electric sales to subsidize their internet service. Internet sales revenue has to cover the cost of providing internet service and maintaining that infrastructure. I'm Casey Cox for Take 30 News.
Contact information for all of Mississippi co-ops is available on the Electric Cooperatives of Mississippi website at ecm.coop. The women's basketball team is representing the USA team in the 2019 Summer World Champion University Games taking place in Naples, Italy. They were chosen for this honor by the United States International University Sports Federation. The events are taking place July 2nd through 12th. Bulldog fans are invited to attend and watch the women's basketball team compete. To find out more, visit hellstate.com. Registration has been extended to March 15th. The Starkville Rotary Club is hosting the annual Rotary Classic Rodeo this Friday and Saturday at the Mississippi Horse Park. The Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association is bringing riders from around the country to perform at the event. Those who attend can expect to see everything from bull riding to monkeys riding dogs. The rodeo is taking place at 7 p.m. both nights, and there's a petting zoo with pony rides on Saturday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. The Starkville Rotary Club uses money raised at this event to support programs in the community. If you would like to find out more or purchase tickets, visit rodeo.starkvilleRotary.com.
State Dance Marathon will be teaming up with Le Bonheur Children's Hospital to raise funds and awareness for Children's Miracle Network hospitals with a 9-hour dance marathon. At this event, there will be no sleeping, no sitting, or standing in support of the families and what they're going through. Last year, this event raised over $93,000, and the goal for this year is $109,000. This will take place Saturday, February 9th from 3 p.m. to midnight in the Sanderson Center. The registration fee is $15, and this will cover food and a t-shirt. You may also register and find out more information online at www.statedm.weebly.com. We'll have more Take 30 after this break.
Don't change the channel. You're watching Take 30 News.
You know the scene in those popular TV crime shows when the investigators show up? The one where they scratch their heads while trying to figure out who committed the homicide and when? At Mississippi State University, we're solving mysteries behind real-life crime scenes with forensic research that's a first of its kind. Teaming with microbiologists from around the country, we're examining microscopic bacteria that can help solve real murders.
An Alabama man is making history in Mississippi. This week, the Mississippi State Medical Association, located in Ridgeland, Mississippi, announced that Dr. Clyde Brunson will take over as the new executive director. Dr. Clyde Brunson will be the first African American to hold the position. He'll also be the only African American to actively run the State Medical Association. This anesthesiologist from Auburn, Alabama, will begin the transitioning process immediately. He'll be able to take over full-time on April 1st. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. As always, I'm Megan Terry.
And I'm Maggie Thomas.
Good night.